Hey fans, J. Wellington Romerfeller here to bring you a game that's grown near and dear to my heart. Yes, we all have our casual games, you know the ones that you play for an hour or two whenever you have some time to kill. Up until now, that game had been global offensive for me, but now I'm trading in my P90 for a halberd in Chivalry, medieval warfare.
If you've ever wanted to know what it's like to swing around a hammer, trade blows with an archer, and scream,
"You're like a wench whose natural gifts were poor,"
then I have a game for you. Chivalry is a multiplayer game focused on medieval-era weapon combat at a pace that encourages thought, skill, and awareness above quickness of the trigger.
You see, it takes a considerable amount of time to use your weapons, depending on their size and class, and there are also 3 different attack patterns to use. So couple the slower combat with the variety of patterns, and all of a sudden, every attack decision that you make really and truly counts. So depending on whatever class I'm going up against, or whatever situation I'm in, I can either poke them, or use a heavy slash, or deliver a righteous overhead blow to send them back to whatever deity claymaker hath made the living puppets we call the human race.
The beauty of this game's combat system comes into play when squaring off against people who know you're attacking, since blocking is possible. Exchanging blows between 2 people and trying to get the upper hand is challenging through the use of feigning, lateral movement, or, my favorite feature, directing your swing. See, unlike most games, your weapon follows your reticule, so in the duration of the swing, it's possible to swing behind or above someone's guard if you direct your weapon as such. Couple this with jumping, and all of a sudden the hammer is OP, and knights are broken, and nobody wants to play with you no matter how many Dota 2 keys you throw at them.
Another standout feature of the game is the voices. Now, I don't know if they actually paid any voice actors to do this game, or if it was just the developers screaming into some mics across the room, but whoever did it, they really went for the gusto. I mean, there was no point in this game at which I was like, I really wish they would just scream a little bit louder. It's so energetic, you'll think that you're watching some strange cross between Dragon Ball Z and Braveheart and A Knight's Tale. I mean, just listen to this. This game offers 5 different game types. Now, Last Team Standing, King of the Hill, Team Deathmatch, and Free For All are all relatively standard offerings, but where this game really shines is in the objective maps. You see, in 1, you attack by going down to a village and setting it all on fire and murdering all the filthy peasants, the other words not mine. And then you push this battering ram down to the front gates and bash your way in to get to the throne room and go commit regicide against the king. And if you're defending against them, all of a sudden your best player becomes the king so that you're not stuck with some terrible AI, and all the throne room just is filled with people gnashing and war and blood and guts and gore and bodies, and oh, it's incredible. In another map, you attack by pushing a cart of dead bodies into the city's water supply and then go into some nailed up bunkers to murder all of the royal family, even though they're pleading with you no and they're completely unarmed. It's absolutely brutal. The only bad thing about this is that most of the servers only play them very rarely. And the only reason that I can assume so is because pushing dead bodies into a cistern must take up a lot of server space, or it's just too awesome and it'll overload the ramabytes. I don't know how servers work.
This game was built on the Unreal Engine, and as such, it is a sight to behold. Even though this was made by a small group of guys living completely apart from one another, you'd never know from the way this game looks. From the setting to the lighting and even the gore, the game has so much detail you'd swear it was done by a huge studio. My only gripe with it is that it loads up so many unnecessary objects every round that I have to question why. I'm told there's no performance hit, but look at all this unnecessary clutter. Look at all these trees you can't even see. What is even with this? Look at this thing!
Unfortunately, not all is blood-tinted rainbows in Chivalry. You see, there are several fundamentally broken features about the game, first and chiefly of which is joining your friends. There's a Join Friends menu within the game that never seems to show any of my friends, so I say, okay, let me just pop up Steam and I'll just go through the console window and say, okay, join game right now. And then the join game hardly ever works. Sometimes you join a server that you didn't even mean to join, and occasionally the server's already glitched out, and sometimes it'll give you a server is full message whenever you're clearly sure the server's not full. Actually, correction to that last one. It doesn't actually give you a server is full message. It gives you a utgameui.errors.notenoughInviteSpace_message ? Message. Sorry about that. How did you not see that? And don't even get me started whenever your character starts to seizure for no reason. Just, the game is unpolished and sometimes it is painfully evident.
So is this game worthwhile even if it's unpolished? Can its fun game types, interesting combat, and hilariously over-the-top voices overcome its unfinishedness?
The $25 price tag may be enough to make some people shy away from it, considering the game did come out of the oven a bit early. However, the cake is still delicious. It's moist with great combat and drizzled and excellent aesthetics and topped with fantastic gameplay types. And though the uncooked parts in the center may ruin it for you, give it time. Those parts will be baked away and the cake will be that much better for it. Oh great, now I want some cake. I want to kill some people in Chivalry too. Cake and death. Cake and death for me then. This has been Jay Wellington Robofeller bidding you a good evening of good gaming. Yeah? You think so? What do you have to say? Well, say that to the camera. Yeah? Well, tell that to the people at home. Okay. She gets camera shy.
Thanks for watching our video. If you liked it, you should click the like button below and maybe even subscribe to our channel. If you want to check us out on social media, we got Facebook and Twitter and Tumblr, and all those links are in the description. Or, if you just want to keep on watching videos, here you go. Here's some of those. You can click on all of our links. You can spend all day checking out Arista Gamer, and I'd like that.
On Agatha! Yeah! Meet thy doom, Agatha! We win? We won! We won! For the I want some mercy to my